Yeah, influencers, they be making a lot of money. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like there's so many like ethical rules and all of these things that you have to abide by as an attorney that you can get into very big trouble with and potentially even get disbarred
I
as an
want you
attorney.
to breathe. I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe.
Hello, friends. We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kandrin.
What up? It's Deja.
Hello. If you've never been here before, welcome. We do a cross section between pop culture and real life and how they, have conversations with each other. Um, that sounds interesting to you. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. And we're here multiple times a week talking all kinds of things. So yeah, join us. All right. So,
You have the topic.
topic. I do. If you we're gonna link it below. This lawyer who is also an influencer, her name is Any Given Sunday, I think on all of the platforms, ENI as opposed to ANY. So it's ENI Given Sunday. She first of all is gorgeous, by the way.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyways, I've
Stand.
been following her for a little while and she just finished law school. She took the bar exam. She got hired in a big law position and was continuing to do her influencing on the side. According to her video, she was honest that, hey, you know, I'm blogging, whatever. I have a social media presence, whatever. When she
Mhm.
got hired with her law firm, and some hating asshole um found her online, not even in her firm, in a different firm. I think maybe even opposing counsel. I don't remember, but in a different firm,
Nosy ass
basically.
bitch.
Um, and alerted her partners and or the people who were working she was working for. um I'm not sure if they were the partner level or if it was like a senior associate or whatever,
Just other
alerted
people's
her
bitch.
superiors, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
that um how like ask basically like how is she finding time to do all of these things.
Which is
how,
ridiculous.
right, like how is she finding time to do all of this stuff? And they call her in, they're like, we weren't clear that you were making money off of this, and according to our firm agreement, like you can't be making
Moonlight.
money outside of this law firm, which is
Which is stupid. That's stupid.
crazy in 2023. And I actually have some thoughts about that too from what you can do from the Florida bar. But yeah, it's just like wild. So basically they present her with a choice of you can either be here or you can be doing what you're doing, and she was just like, I'm going to go ahead and exit. And I think she did the right thing.
Hello? Like, who are you to
So
tell me what I can do with my life?
yeah. So like part of it, and I saw some kind of like nuanced conversations from lawyer Twitter basically just being like, yeah, this is pretty common. And I get it from just from a legal perspective of like conflicts of interest, because you can be creating, especially when you're working with lots of companies, and I'm not sure the type of practice her firm was in, but when you're working with a lot of companies, you could be creating a bunch of conflicts for the law firm on in cases that you can't take anymore or you
Hmm.
can't be a part of anymore. So I think that's like the nuanced take that like some people are missing. So I get what they're saying. Um, but at the end of the day, I think it's crazy in the year of our Lord 2023 to expect that people would be content with one source of income. I don't care how large that income is.
Saying.
And I'm sure it was a lucrative income.
Because sis is living good.
Yeah, very,
Because
very well.
my thing is like, how is it that you would have just graduated from law school, but you already live in this beautiful, like,
Well,
high
she was
rise?
making a shit ton of money. That's
Right,
how.
but
As
no,
a
no, no.
first year associate at a big law firm, she was probably I don't know what the going rate for that is now,
Uh-huh.
but that can easily be 150 to
Well,
$200,000 a
but
year.
before she even got the job at the law firm, homegirl was already living in that beautiful luxury apartment.
No, she wasn't.
Oh, okay.
She
I thought
moved.
she was.
She
'Cause I
moved
was
as
like,
like a gift to herself of like, "Hey, I made it. This is my big girl. I made it New York apartment."
got it. Okay, makes sense. Because I was like,
And
this was doing just fine before y'all got here. Like,
also, no, because
don't
she
be
was
a
living
hater.
in student housing.
Oh.
Yeah. I've
Okay.
been following her for a while because, I like to follow all the lawyer girlies and
Backstories.
see what they're
Got it.
doing.
Okay.
But yeah, influencers, they be making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be fine.
Child, some of them be making six figures in a month.
7. What are you talking? Like the girlies are
The
making 7
big
figures a
girlies,
year.
yes. But
Easy.
some of them are making, I'm talking about in a month making
Yeah, in
six
a month.
figures.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I'm just
Um,
like, y'all are crazy. Like, so to your point, I do understand this idea that like it limits what she can and cannot be a
Maybe.
part of because of her basically conflicts of interest.
Hmm.
But it's just like you said, it's really hard to stipulate to people that they can't make money outside of this job that you've given me, because you basically tell someone they can't do anything. Like, what if they have other aspirations to do other things? Like, that's crazy
Yeah.
to me. And I
So
don't imagine that these people that work in these big corporate law firms are not doing anything else.
correct. So that was
That's
the other take,
stupid.
was just like, so you mean to tell me you're gonna fire everybody who's an adjunct professor someplace, or
Right.
who's doing speaking or sitting on boards, because that's part of, you know, building out your community as a lawyer, and someday, like, what do they call it? I can't remember the name, but like somebody who gets clients, is that you have to go out and you have to be a part of the community and you have to do all these additional things. And you can't tell me that you're not getting paid for any of those things.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny that you said
A
someone who's an
rainmaker, that's the
adjunct,
word, rainmaker.
an adjunct professor. One of the other lawyer girls that I follow, because like since this story has come out on TikTok, all the girls from corporate America have just kind of been hopping on and telling
Yeah.
stories. One of the girls I saw, she was not in, she wasn't in legal, but she was working for Unilever, and she was just kind of like that. They also came to her left about her influencing and making money, which Unilever is, they're a huge
It's a
house
conglomerate. Yeah.
for a lot of like things that you could do influencing for. So I do understand the possible conflict there.
And also you're
Um,
probably doing work for their competitors, because it's like
yeah,
Unilever
kind of
versus
hard. Yeah.
Procter and Gamble or whomever, and they hold a bunch of different stuff too, but they're the ones that are giving the influencer money. So like I think there's a valid conversation to be had about conflicts of interest,
Yeah.
but I do think like that they're painting with a very broad brush.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I wanted to note, so Annie did like a second follow-up to this conversation, where
Mm-hmm.
she talks about how,
Excuse me.
as we're going through school and as we're going, especially as like Black people, as but anybody, honestly, especially, she went to Columbia Law and she went to Harvard for undergrad. Like they are very much of, you need to be well-rounded, you need to be doing other things, you need to be showing that you're an interesting human being outside of being
In these
a
institutions.
lawyer. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
aren't just in the books, but you're doing this and you're interested in this. And like that's a part of the conversation. And I can speak to that even with law school. Like, they want to know that you have a personality outside of, and they want you to like sell that, but then once you make it, you're supposed to just turn all of that off. That's crazy.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. Totally
That's
agree.
wild. And
That I didn't get to stay that because I went somewhere else was the other lawyer that popped on. I want to say she might be one of the first ones that you see under the first conversation that Annie did, but she told her story and she was just kind of like, it's similar. Someone from within her big corporate law firm
yeah.
found out that she was like an adjunct professor, and she had already been working with these kids beforehand, but because she was, like teaching them and doing like this program with them, it became this whole huge thing, and they just
Mhm.
like came at her just like any and were like, you can't do this because it's dot 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 dot.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even necessarily a conflict of interest, and she too was just kind of like, well, I'm just going to go full force into my freelance bag or
Yeah.
my influencer bag, because this is crazy. Like, this is something that I was doing prior to me coming here. You all knew about this beforehand, and now like the same question was asked of her, like, how is it that you're doing this and also still getting like your work done? Like, they
Right.
were trying to imply that she was doing her side hustle stuff
Right. At
during the
work.
workday.
Which is
And
annoying, because like I can't speak to that other lawyer, but again, having followed Annie, I know that the girl wakes up at like 5 in the morning every
yeah.
day. No matter what time she goes to bed, she's still up at 5 a.m. working out. So
Mhm.
it's like, if people are extending their days and like your work is getting done, then what do you care?
And
And I
that's
think
what the other
there's
young lady said.
and I think that there's a conversation about that. There was also this is another story that popped up. This judge got fired for doing OnlyFans at night. Yeah, I saw that one on Instagram. I'm gonna link that below too. But again, I'm like, where's the conflict? I mean,
I mean that falls into like morality clauses, and like
I understand, but I'm just saying, like,
that's a wild one.
I think that there is space and there needs to be some upgrading and updating, honestly, to what is considered like amoral or
Mhm.
considered, um, yeah, just like considered as like a conflict or whatever. Because I personally, because I wanted to partner, for instance, with some other people, like some other non-attorneys essentially, to offer legal services and just like to their clients. So I wanted to do that, but as a part of that is usually like an affiliate sort of situation where they're linking back to you and they're getting a little cut, which is fine, but it's not when you're an attorney. I actually had to call the ethics line and be like, so there's just no way to do this. And the answer is absolutely not. But this is something, yes, that's what I'm saying. But this is something that is very much a part of
I'm like,
the yes,
damn.
this is a part of our ethics as attorneys that we can't, that's not allowed. Those type of transactions are not allowed. And I get the origins of it is that you don't want someone paying you to represent someone else, so then they have an interest in the situation. So I get that, but there has to be some updates in how we're moving around and how we are conducting business
Mm-hmm.
as attorneys in 2023. Like sometimes we're offering, we're offering to partner with people. It's not like they're not paying me for necessarily my services. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have an interest in what I'm telling their clients. It's just a reciprocal type of relationship, as the same as I would do for them. So
Mm-hmm.
like these are the type of things that I don't feel like are being updated
Like included
in
or
the
thought
legal
about.
profession and in other professions as well,
Mm-hmm.
where they're thinking that it's one thing and it's completely another. And I think that there's a conversation to be had about like the corporate structure and how it is outdated, needs to be updated, and it's causing a lot of people to like leave because it's like
Mm.
I can't be confined. You can't I can't be
Yeah.
confined this
You
way.
can't box
But yeah,
me
like
in.
there's so many like ethical rules and all of these things that you have to abide by as an attorney that you can get into very big trouble with and potentially even get disbarred over, you know?
Yeah.
So
Child, y'all let us know what your thoughts are if you guys have been following these stories as they've been coming out. I think any posted probably midweek, and then there's been several that I've seen in my For You page since then. And it's just really interesting how like all of them, every last one of these girls that are coming out having these conversations are either typically a Black girl or it's a person of color
mhm.
talking about their situations. I would be interested to see if our counterparts, if some of our white girlfriends are experiencing this, because it seems like it's good for the goose but not for the gander.
100%. Or it's good at a certain level, it's fine for the partners, but not for the associates. Or it's
Yeah.
fine for, you know what I'm saying? And who is typically up at a partner level.
Well, y'all know. Drop down in these comments and let us know if you are in the legal profession and have experienced said or have clients that you might be able to like kind of talk to us about anonymously, obviously, and also like vaguely. Don't give us no personal details. We don't want
God,
no trouble.
you don't want
But
any
just where
trouble.
you can speak to the situation, drop down in the comments and let us know, or you can send us an email if you don't want to leave it in the comments. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next convo. Bye, y'all.